Welcome back to Web Gaming Entertainment, everyone. In this video we're going to do a quick update. Got some great news since the last video. We've been greenlit, so the game will be sold on Steam, Steam's digital platform, as well as Gamersgate. So a lot of good news and a lot of good things have happened since the last video. In addition, we're nearing the end of our Kickstarter campaign, and we're about 1,500 short of our goal at the moment, but we have 5 days left. So if you have not donated at this point, it would be great if you would head over to our Kickstarter page and give us a little jolt there. For those who have already donated, thank you so very much. And this video is going to be very short. I just wanted to give you guys a quick update of what I'm working on at the present moment. A lot of things are being put into the game now, as I mentioned before, as far as functionality. But I want to show you the hiring screen and some things you can look forward to being able to do. So let's jump there real quick. So just to stop at one screen, there's a few screens before this where you set up your character as far as your name, bio and things like that, and then you'll get to this screen, and there's even another screen. But this screen in particular I wanted to show you because I wanted to let you know that there are RPG elements to the game. Actually, it's gonna have full complement of RPG elements, to be honest with you, and this is just one of them. So in the beginning of the game you'll set the skills and talents that you have, and of course it's limited. So you start out with, let's go ahead and reset these talents. You'll start out with 280, and you'll be able to either choose a preset or set them yourself, actually. So however you like to do it, it's up to you, and you'll be able to choose your strengths and obviously inherit some weaknesses. But I'm just going to choose HR specialist here and adjust some of the points for whatever reason. But anyway, after that you'll go into your first office. This is not that office, of course, but let's get right over to the point of the video here, and that's going to be for hiring. And in this particular case, we're hiring our HR manager, the person who will at that point take over the hiring duties if we so choose, or we can continue to hire people ourselves but use their expertise in some other ways. So in this case, let's just take a look at some of our candidates and see here, starting with Edward Kellis, and 35 years old, best skill is training, and we can confirm that down here, and has an associate's degree, 2.19 GPA, not the greatest, and of course that's kind of reflected in his desired salary. He understands what skills he's bringing to the table, and he has about 3.7 years experience. So and I'm still tweaking some of these attributes and calculations behind the scenes just to make it as accurate and realistic as possible. So as we look at this gentleman, we see communication skills are okay, leadership is okay, organization's alright, and intelligence is pretty decent, actually. Not that very good at mentoring people below him. Doesn't have much ambition either. So as far as departmental skills, pretty decent in interviewing, multitasking, researching, planning, training, which is his best skill, which is ironic because he's not that good at mentorship. So I'm gonna have to tweak that a little bit to reflect that. So if he can train pretty decently, but then again, I think those are two different things. If you're training someone for a job, that's different than mentoring someone and helping them to improve their overall abilities. So that is fairly accurate, I would say, or possible. So with that said, we can go ahead and interview this gentleman, which will open up a whole bunch of other details about him, but it does cost energy. I have it listed as hours right now, but it won't be hours, it will be energy, and this is your energy as a CEO. So you're only trying to mimic real life there to a degree. You know, if you're human, you're not really going to be able to interview 50,000 people in 1 week. So these energy points will be replenished every week, and there's some other things with that. I don't want to go into too much detail, but basically you'll be able to choose what you want to focus on the most per week, and so basically you're going to have to prioritize. Okay, so that's one candidate. We can get these brief glimpses into these employees. Now this guy is terrible in management, Mark Mattingly, and there are females too, folks. I only, for testing purposes, I only have the guys in right now, but they're definitely females, evenly split. So let's see, not that very good at managing. He's strictly decent at department, so we're gonna overlook that guy. This guy looks pretty decent. Chris Thompson, pretty good intelligence there, good mentor. Okay, organization is pretty decent. Communication. Now we're gonna kind of dig a little deeper here, but first let's take a look at John Garrett. He's okay. So out of all 4 of these gentlemen, I think I like Chris Thompson the most. And don't worry about some of these things like this and here. That's not programmed right now, so those are inaccurate. Okay. Oh, those inside there. Don't pay attention to that. This information is though, by the way. So, okay, so out of all 3 of these guys, I'm going to select Chris Thompson for the interview. Now, before we do that, let's just take a look at some of their impact. Let's start with Edward Kellis. We can take a quick brief look at what his impact would be if we were to hire him. So the current stats of our department without him is this side. So our overall efficiency score is about 10. Hiring score is 9, researching score 11, planning score 8, training score 12. And these attributes are subject to change. I'm just testing some things, but I like where it's headed. And then we can see this with every skill, and in particular this says management bonuses. So for the management skills, with each of those, there are certain intervals where the candidate would bring or provide a boost to the overall department or the people underneath them. And it kind of goes hand in hand with mentorship, and I'm still programming that part, so it may not reflect in this video right now, but the plan is to do that. So the better they are at mentoring, the higher the possibility that they'll have different attributes or different bonuses, I'll say. So I'm really looking forward to that. I want to show you more on that, and that's what I'm doing now. This is all the stuff that I'm programming into the game now. So as you can see, he's a pretty good communicator, 5% boost to the department. He's a good organizer, and you can see right here. And the intelligence I don't have programmed in yet, so he would have a bonus probably, except for mentorship. He probably would have a bonus in intelligence on this too if his mentorship was a little bit higher. But communication is high, or high enough to gain this bonus, and organization. Leadership, not quite, because he would have a bonus for that too. Or maybe it is, and I just don't have that one programmed either. So we can see him. Oh, I forgot one thing. So you can see what the department, if we were to hire this guy, this is what the points of our department would go up to, and you'll see the exact difference from before and after right on the right side there. So let's take a look at the Mark Mattingly. Of course, he's not going to improve much at all. He comes with no bonuses, and the improvements are not that great, although training is, because he's pretty good trainer. So what that means is he would, and again, this is just for the department though, no management bonuses he has. But as far as training, he's a good trainer. So that would be a job you would probably assign him to once you hire him, if you wanted to hire him. But see, for this position that we're hiring for is hiring managers, so you know, you would probably not focus so much on the departmental skills for your manager, but more so the management skills. But it still shows that, because if they're really good in some department skills, they will be able to improve those under them in whatever skills they have that are higher than those under them. So just something else for you guys to think about there. Let's take a look at Chris Thompson, who we will be interviewing. He comes with their organizer boost, 5%, or he is an organizer, so he has a 5% boost to planning. So yeah, there you go. So he's a boost to planning. So because he's a good organizer in the management skills, he gets a boost in his planning, and he also brings a boost to those underneath him in planning. And because his mentorship is high as well, he gets the training professional bonus. So that mentorship improves training down here, but it also improves training for those under him. So the training skill, which is up here, gets a boost, and then for those underneath him, it gets a boost as well. So then he brings a great training skill to our whole entire department. So those who we train, the other employees from the other departments, they get trained better because we have a good trainer, basically, or a manager who specializes, if you will, in training. So just some things to think about, and we're adding so much more into this. So this is just what I want to show you to give you an idea of where we're headed as far as the management. So let's take a look at the last guy. Some pretty decent stuff here, not bad at all. motivational leader. He's pretty decent in leadership and again mentorship. Because he's good at that, he gets that training bonus as well. So let's go ahead and take a look at Chris Thompson. And this screen you're about to see is not finished, of course. There's some stuff that's not there, but let's click that, and it's going to bring up a dialogue pop up here asking if you want to go forward with the interview, because it takes up 5 points of your energy. So we'll lose 5 points of our energy if we go forward with this interview. As you can see, it's reflected up there. Now, of course, this is quite an empty scene right here, or a dialogue pop up here. It'll have so much more though, because you're going to be able to do a full interview, all the information of this employee from top to bottom. Most of it will be here, and then some questions you can ask to reveal others. Now you'll be limited on your questions. You won't be able to ask 1,000 questions, but there will be some questions here, and I'm working on that now, that functionality, to see how I want to really play that out. But you'll also be able to adjust the salary up or down, and of course he'll decline if you decide to give him $0. But if you overpay him, that's going to hit your pocket, your company's pocketbook pretty hard on the monthly budget, of course, and yeah, something you may want to watch out for. So again, all that is up to you as a CEO, how you want to do everything. So at that point, you can offer him the position, and he can take it, and then you'll have your hiring manager. I have not programmed that in just yet. That's actually next. But guys, that's all for now. I wanted to give you that display there, just show you a little bit about the game, about the hiring, I mean, and kind of get you an idea of what it's going to be like. So one last thing, once you hire your hiring manager, and even with yourself, since in this case we're hiring based on our own ability to attract talent and whatnot, which is why we have people with only associates, no bachelors or no masters, because we haven't quite got to that level of prestige with our company yet. If you think about it, you start your company right off the bat, you're not really going to attract very high ranking people unless you really have a lot of money to spend, and you won't have a ton when the game starts off. You have enough, but not a ton to really commit to the more higher ranking employees or candidates. So that's reflected in this screen here a little bit. So with that said, you'll be able to look at a few others instead of just 4, but it all depends on the skill level of your hiring manager, how many people they can bring in within a week. So that's it, guys. I'm gonna stop there. We'll come back in the next video and show you some more stuff about the game. Right now I'm working on a playable version of the game so that we can start getting it tested, and to make sure that everything is running the way we want it to at this stage of the game, because we're about to break into the alpha stage. We're in pre-alpha now. So please stick with me, guys, and I'm so excited. This is a very fun process, and I can't wait to get the game to you. And I'm actually deciding if we're going to do an early release on Steam. That's something that I'm throwing around right now. So let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments. I would love to hear from you, and again, I'll see you in the next video.